see the Schedule T. What is mean by Schedule T? In the Schedule T, what are the guidelines present, and what are the guidelines and documentation we have to follow, how we are going to document the different herbal drugs and herbal formulation, what are the different manufacturing units, what are the guidelines should be that units should follow, and how the standing operations procedures and all things we are going to come in the Schedule T. Mainly it complies of GMP, good manufacturing practices. We will see Schedule 3 of Drug and Cosmetic Act, which is a 1940, and Rules 1945, which the GMP guidelines should be followed. And what are the GMP for Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani drugs, which is divided in the following parts, like it is divided into part 1, part 2A, part 2B, part 2C and part 2D. So, in these 5 parts, the GMP guidelines, what are the manufacturing units or the manufacturing process should follow, the guidelines for the preparation and formulation of these Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani drugs. Just we will discuss about the introduction and main objectives it should follow. See, we know that good manufacturing practices is a production and testing practices that ensure the quality of the product, right? How can we how can we keep trust on the any formulation or any company, means it whether it is ensuring it is giving or following the perfect procedures, then only we are going to trust that product and we are going to use. So for that reason, GMP products are the important for the development of any formulation. Then there are the series of general principles that must be observed during the manufacturing. And when a company is setting up its quality program, and its quality program is important and manufacturing process, and there are many ways to fulfill the GMP requirements. If a company, if one drug from one company it should pass, means definitely it should it should pass the guidelines, rules and regulation from the manufacturing of the company to the processing of the product. Then it is a company responsibility to determine the most effective and efficient quality process. So based on the company only, people are going to buy or purchase any of the product, right? The good manufacturing process for ASU drugs, Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani drugs describes in the Rule 157 of Drug and Cosmetic Act Rules 1945, which conditions are specified in the Schedule T, and GMPs are to ensure that why they have given these guidelines, means to ensure that the raw materials used in the manufacturing of the drugs of this medicine should be authentic, and they should prescribe quality and are free from any contaminants. So whatever the starting raw materials we are taking, it must be free of contaminants, and the manufacturing process is an being prescribed to maintain the standards. See, definitely there must be an SOP, standard operation procedure standards is documented, and they should follow the same one. And if it is any, they are changing any new thing, if they are adding or deleting any step or any in the any already documented formulation, they should report the different authorities, and it's the new formulation should be re-recorded again, and adequate quality measures are adopted. Then the manufactured drug which is released for the sale, it should be in the form of acceptable quality. And we know that many countries, these are the basic principles of GMP. See, what are the basic principles of the GMP means, many countries have been legislated that pharmaceutical and medicinal device compounds must follow the GMP procedures, right? Definitely anywhere whatever the compounds we are going to derive from the medicinal or plant products, they should follow the GMP practices and have created their own GMP guidelines that corresponds with the legislation. Although there are number of them, all guidelines follow the basic principles, even though how many new things or new formulation, what are the research you are doing, but you should follow the foundation, basic foundation what they have documented already. Manufacturing processes are clearly defined and controlled. All critical processes are validated to ensure its consistency. Then again, manufacturing processes are controlled, and any changes to be processed are evaluated, and changes that have impact on quality of the product and validated whenever there is a necessary. And instructions and procedures are written clear and unambiguous language. Definitely, before also I have discussed, instruction should be clearly mentioned, and operations are trained to carry out documented procedures. SOPs are very important for the development of any type of formulation.